So you're going to show us something today really fascinating, the caves.
Yeah.
We're going to go underground here.
We're going to go underground and we're going to see, I mean, people ask sometimes, why you came here, what is your background? And so we're going to see a little bit our background. We're going to see a cave from the days of the Second Temple, 2,500 years ago. And it's an ancient winery.
Yeah, let's do it.
When we decided to deal with wine, to make wine, to open a winery, we found that cave. Actually by mistake, I will show you. And then we decided, you know, if really our grandparents make wine here, we should do the same. Now we're going under the vineyards and we're going to see the roots of the vineyards, you know, from underground. It's very important to understand the quality of the wine.
And how old is the place we're going right now?
2,500 years ago.
Is that all?
That's it.
Only in Israel?
You know, I remember when once I've been in Napa Valley, and a guy took me to show me something, very famous winery. I walked with him for hours, whatever. It was hot. And then he stand up in the middle of his vineyard and he says, Yaakov, listen, here, 200 years ago, the guy. So I stopped him and I says, John, can you say it again, please? So he says, yes, here, 200 years ago. I says, listen, if you come to our high place in Israel, it's 2,000 years ago. 200 years ago, it's in our time. I mean, it's not.
That's right.
But this is, yeah.
The Jewish people's presence in this land goes way, way back, Yaakov.
Okay, Eric, so we're going to the cave. You know, this is a Jewish cave. It's not American cave, so it's not for your eye. So be careful when you go out, okay? Be careful, put your hand here.
Wow. Yaakov, your forefathers were in these caves storing wine. And now, 2,500 years later, you're back. You're doing it again.
When we found the cave, it was full with mud, almost up to here. We didn't see it's a cave. We just make the road above us, and we hit something, and we saw, you know, a hole in the ground, but not more than that. Then we decided to dig and to see maybe we'll find something. So it was a serious thing. We need to dig here for more than a month with, you know, spoons and buckets.
Wow.
And this is what we found. And we found here a lot of stuff. First of all, take a look. We found that one. This is an ancient wine press. Do you see the hole here?
Yeah.
There is a hole here and one hole just above us. They used to put an axle, lift up a stone, put the grapes, put the stone, and all the wine will go down here to this place, to this hole. I hope it was a little bit cleaner than today, and to keep the wine here.
2,500 years ago.
2,500 years ago.
Ancient Israel, biblical Israel.
You know, if you saw the ancient coin that we stick on each of our bottles?
Yeah.
This is an ancient coin from the days of the Second Temple. It's sitting here. Here it's amphora. Amphora, it's an ancient wine bottle. Before the time of the glass, they put it in amphora. And it's written here for the freedom of Zion, because it's made in the Great Revolution against the Romans. 67 AC.
Yes.
67. And exactly 2,000 years later, we came back to our homeland. That's exactly right. 2,000 years later. So we found that coin here, really here, in that cave. A couple of them. We found parts because they used to make wine here. And so this is amphora. They used to put wine here. And the other side of the coin, it's a wine leaf. Why? Because, you know, what the Romans usually used to put on their coins. You remember, Eric?
The emperor.
Exactly, the face of the emperor, the face of the Caesar. If he really liked his wife, maybe he put his wife too, but usually only himself.
Yeah.
Ego.
Yes.
Jewish people always, they put only something that symbolizes something. And we believe that wine symbolizes spirit, symbolizes a lot of very important things in life. You see here, this is the wine roots. You see the wine roots?
Yeah.
From the vines from outside, all over.
This cave. They're
Take
everywhere.
a look, everywhere, all over. This is a limestone rock. So the roots can go into the rock and find the minerals and the water, and because of that our wine is, you know, so good and so tasty.
That's why it's a good winery.
But it's not only that. We believe that, you know, only vines can do it. Only the vines roots can go so far. They're going about 90 feet long from the winery to find, something to eat. And we believe that this is represent also the nation of Israel, the state of Israel, because the Bible say many times, Israel, sometimes Israel, the prophet call us vines, my vines. God say my vines. Why? This is one of the reasons, because the vines, the special thing in vines, it's the roots. When you look on the vines, it's look weak. It doesn't look, it's not as strong, it's not a tree actually. It's it's small. You have much bigger trees. But those bigger trees, if a hurricane, if a storm came, those trees will be on the ground. Vines, never. They will be on the ground. Tomorrow morning, they will. And I think this is, our nation. Many times you come and say, you don't see any nation. You see nothing. You see, it's look dead. You came a generation later, and it's so powerful. It's so life. And this is vines, and this is wine.
Up next, we walk through the vineyards that have come back to life, just as the God of Israel promised. Stay tuned.